Hello everyone, I am Dr. Millie and I am back with the next video on the topic called molecular orbital theory. In the last video we have learned the postulates of the molecular orbital theory and we also tried to make molecular orbital diagram for the various species. In last video we have discussed the basic molecular orbital theory and now in this particular video we are going to discuss some more examples to explore the theory. Apart from that, we will be discussing bond order concept, that bond order which will give you more information about the molecule. Fine. इसके अलावा we will be talking about the magnetic behavior of the various molecules and we will be doing this while making the molecular orbital diagram. So let's do it together. Okay. So take out your pen and pencil and start doing it with me. The very first thing which I have to discuss here is that we are going to divide the molecular orbital diagram into two cases. That is, the first case is that where the species are containing 14 electrons or less. And the second case is the species which are having electrons more than 14. That is, more than 14 electrons. So we have two cases here. Case 1 having 14 electron or less and case 2 having more than 14 electrons. Okay. So we are going to discuss molecular orbital diagram in two categories. In first case 14 electron और उससे कम वाली and in second case 14 से ज़्यादा electron वाली. So how we are going to sketch the diagram in case of these two types. Okay. So let's start with it. In first case, you have to see that the splitting of p orbital will be this way. So here we have px, py, pz, and here again we have px, py, and pz. So here we have px, py, pz, and another atom will also have px, py, pz. How these px, py, pz will combine to form the molecular orbitals. We know that px and py will be having same energy level, so they will combine and they will remain on the same energy level. How we are going to show them? Like px, py, and what is left? Pz. So pz will make sigma, px, py will make pi and pi orbital. In the same way, we will be having anti-bonding molecular orbital. So the anti-bonding molecular orbital will be px, py, but this time it is pi star and pi star and pz. This is sigma star. So molecular orbital will be pi star and sigma star. You can learn this type of splitting using the code like 2, 1, 2, 1. So that you will never forget that two orbitals will remain together first and then next level and then next level and then the next level will be of this kind. Always remember that whatever the orbital is alone here, that is pz because it is making sigma bond, and px and py will always remain together with the same energy level. So you will never forget that in cases when we are having 14 or less electron, splitting will be 2, 1, 2, 1 in case of the p orbital. One more thing here, we are talking here about 14 electrons of the species, that is combinedly they should have 14 electrons. But if we are having the case which are having electrons more than 14. So let's see how these molecular orbitals will be different in their energy levels from these molecular orbitals. So let's see to it. Again I am making px, py and pz. Again this is px, py and pz. So let's start splitting it. One thing is sure that px and py will remain together and pz will be separated out. Let's see the formation of molecular orbital here. Here it is. One level, second level, molecular anti-bonding. Here it is also anti-bonding. And this is one orbital. These are two orbital. These are again two orbital and this is one orbital. So this way the molecular orbital diagram will have the different energy. See to it, because it is alone here, this is Pz. What type of sigma, and this is px and py. What type of? Pi px and pi py. In the same way, because they are together, we will call it as pi px, pi star px and pi star py. In the same way, because it is alone, it will be pz, but it will be sigma star pz. Here you can see that the bonding molecular orbitals are having different energies, different from the species having 14 electron or less electron. Here we were having px and py at the downside and z was at the upside. But here px and py are having higher energy and z is at the lower side. Anti-bonding orbitals are of same kind, but this is different. So please do remember this and this. I hope it is clear now. So already it is formed now, so I am just going to fill the electron in it, taking an example, and let's take the example of oxygen now this time. So if oxygen I am taking, it means what type of species my oxygen will be? Oxygen is O8, hence the configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So this is configuration of oxygen. Another atom of oxygen will also have the same number of electrons in it. So total number of electrons in the oxygen molecule will be 8 plus 8, that is 16 electrons. Let's start filling the orbital for the oxygen molecule. So here we have 1s, so I am starting from 1s and 1s of the second atom. Okay, so 2 electrons are there in 1s, 2 electrons are there in 1s. So we will be filling it bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So this is sigma 1s, this is sigma star 1s. 2 electrons downside, 2 electrons upside. I don't think I need to explain it because already we have done it in the last class, that is 1s combining with 1s. Bonding orbital, anti-bonding orbital. Let's make it for 2s, when 2s will combine with another 2s. So here it is 2s orbital of the first atom and 2s orbital for the second atom, having 2 electron already filled there. So you can see there C to the energy level, bonding and anti-bonding, 2 molecular orbital will be formed. So this is bonding and this is anti-bonding. To fill all 4 electrons here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. These will be called sigma 2s orbital and these will be called sigma star 2s orbital. Fine. Now how many electrons are there in p orbital? There are 4 electrons. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 electrons. And this atom will also have 1, 2, 3 and 4 electrons. So this is the way you are going to fill the electron. Now 8 electron left out. So let's fill these 8 electrons in these orbitals according to Gauss principle. So 1, 2 first, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this is the molecular orbital diagram for oxygen. Now what I have to discuss here is magnetic character of the oxygen. So how you are going to find out the magnetic character of any of the species looking at its molecular orbital diagram. So you just look at this molecular orbital diagram. What you can see here in this orbital, these are completely filled, all molecular orbitals we are filling completely, and these 2 orbitals which are having only one electron in them, these electrons are not paired, and just because they are not paired, this oxygen show paramagnetic character. So always remember the molecule which are having any of the species, not the molecule, any of the species which is having unpaired electron in them show paramagnetic behavior. I have made a trick for it. The trick is that you just remember if your species are having unpaired electron, it is called paramagnetic. And this species will be attracted in magnetic field. So it will show attraction in magnetic field. Okay. On the other hand side, if you see that there are paired electron only, The species will be called diamagnetic and it will be repelled in magnetic field. So I hope it is clear now that how you are going to find out what will be the nature of your species, whatever you are forming here. First of all, you have to draw the molecular orbital diagram and then you have to see whether there is any unpaired electron or all the electrons are already paired. If the electrons are unpaired, your species will be called paramagnetic. It will show paramagnetic behavior and this paramagnetic behavior means attraction in the magnetic field. And if you observe that your species is having no unpaired electron, that will show diamagnetic behavior. And what does it mean? That means it will be repelled in the magnetic field. So the code is UPA and PDR. And you can now observe here that there are two unpaired electrons in the oxygen. Okay, so this unpaired electron will make the oxygen paramagnetic. That is how this molecular orbital theory explains the paramagnetic behavior of the oxygen molecule. Although valence bond theory was saying that these electrons are paired up, but this is saying when the reconstruction of the orbital will take place, the electrons are not paired up because of the difference in the energy levels. Okay, so I hope now you can make the orbital diagram and you can judge what will be the magnetic behavior of that species. Now I am going to give you a new concept, that is bond order of the molecule. This bond order can be calculated by using a very simple mathematical formula, but it is not useless. It is going to give you very important information regarding the molecule. So let us see how this bond order can be calculated. So here we have the bond order formula. So this is bond order. Bond order can be calculated using this formula, half Nb minus Na. What is Nb here? Nb means number of electrons in bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, what is Na means? Na means number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Once we know how to make the orbital diagram, we already know these things. How many electrons are there in the bonding orbital and anti-bonding orbital. So let's try it for the oxygen. Okay, so now let's count the number of electrons in the bonding molecular orbital. So the number of electrons in bonding means we are going to consider only sigma and pi. We are not going to count sigma star and pi star orbital because they are anti-bonding. Fine. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 electrons in the bonding molecular orbital. So put the values half, 10 minus. Now let us count the number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital. Fine. So we are going to count now this time star, star, star. Okay. So this is 2, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay. Now what will be the value of bond order? So this is 4 divided by 2 and the answer is 2. So I can say the bond order of the oxygen molecule is 2. So what? So what this bond order is telling you? This bond order gives you the information regarding how many bonds will be formed in this molecule. And we know already this thing that oxygen makes double bond with the oxygen. So this double bond means 2 bonds and these 2 bonds are indicated by bond order. Are you getting this? So this way, this bond order gives us information about number of bonds made by the atoms in making that molecule. Now let us talk about bond order in detail and see what else informations we can get using this bond order concept. Okay. So what we have done is we now know how to calculate bond order using this formula half Nb minus Na. So once we calculate it, we have to see what type of values we are getting. Suppose we are getting the positive value after the calculation. If there is positive value, what does it mean? It means that the number of bonds is being represented there. Suppose I am getting the value of bond order plus 1 or 1. That means there is one bond between the two species combining. If the bond order is 2, it means there are 2 bonds between the 2 atoms. If the bond order is 3, that means there is 3 bonds. but not more than 3 bonds are possible in any of the species. We know that the maximum bonds, covalent bonds made between two atoms is 3. So this bond order will always have maximum value 3. Fine. So for an example, we have already seen this, that nitrogen ka bond order was 3. It means there are 3 bonds between one nitrogen atom and another nitrogen atom. So the nitrogen atom is having 3 bonds indicated by its bond order. Okay, so now if I am getting my bond order negatively, actually we are adding the electron in increasing order of their energy. So never it will happen that you will get the values of bond order negative. So this is not possible. So leave this. Next is, if you get the bond order 0, what does it mean? In case you get the bond order 0, it means that molecule is not existing. Already we have seen that in case of the helium, let me show you how the helium value is 0. Helium is what? Helium is 1s2. If I try to make the molecule of the helium, it will react with the another helium, and the configuration of this another helium will also be 1s2. So I am making the first 1s orbital of one helium and 1s orbital of another helium. How many electrons are there? 2 electrons and 2 electrons. Now because 2 orbitals are being participating, so 2 orbitals will be formed. The one orbital will be sigma 1s and another will be sigma star 1s. 4 electrons in all we have, so there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons are filled. By applying the formula and by calculating the bond order using this formula, क्या मिला हमें? 1/2 number of bonding electron, that is 2, and number of anti-bonding electron, that is 2, and it becomes 0. So this means bond order of helium 2 is 0. This molecule has bond order 0 means that this molecule actually do not exist. It is not stable and it will not exist at all. So this bond order 0 means that this species is not practically possible. It is not existing. Fine. Now next is, if the bond order is fractional. If the bond order is fractional, it means, suppose if I am getting bond order 1, it means there is 1 bond. If I am getting bond order 2, it means there are 2 bonds. If I am getting bond order between the 1 and 2, that is 1.5, or between the 2 and 3, that is 2.5, you will get the fractional value of bond order in the cases where resonance is found. Means the bonds are not clear. If the value is 1.5, it means the one bond is clear, means 2 electrons are being shared by the 2 species, but another 2 electrons are not being shared actually. They are in resonance. So in case of resonance, you will get the fractional value of the bond order. Is it okay? Now the third thing is, what is the relationship of the bond order with the bond length? How the bond order related with the bond length? So always remember that bond order is inversely proportional to the bond length. It means that more the bond order, less is the bond length. In case of oxygen and nitrogen, if I am taking oxygen, there is 2 bonds. It is nitrogen, 3 bonds are there. So the bond order of nitrogen is 3, means the bond order is more, and the bond length between the nitrogen and nitrogen will be lesser. Because the bond order of oxygen is 2, so its bond length will be more than the bond length of nitrogen. So we can compare the bond length between the 2 atoms. That means if the bond order is more, bond length will be less, and if the bond length is less, it means that molecule will be more stabilized. It is not going to react that easily, that in case of the less bond order having molecule. Is it clear? So we can say that bond order is directly proportional to the stability of the molecule. So bond order is directly proportional to the stability of the molecule. So out of these 2 species, we can predict about the bond length. Iska bond length will be lesser, iska bond length will be more. If bond length is lesser, they are closer. If they are closer, so it is not easy to break down that bond. That is why this bond order is directly proportional to the stability of the molecule, because stability and bond length are inversely proportional to each other. Now let's talk about the stability order of some species. So here I have taken three species and we have to arrange them in order of their decreasing stability. So we have to find out which species will be most stable and which species will be the least stable species. How we are going to find it out? By knowing its bond order. So first of all we are going to calculate its bond order, and for that sake we should know how many electrons are there. So here I have written down the species, and total number of electrons in the hydrogen molecule will be 1 from one hydrogen and 1 from one hydrogen. The total number of electrons will be 2. In this species, one hydrogen and one hydrogen will be having one electron, and one electron is being lost here. So total number of electron in H2 plus will be 1, and here one electron from both the atoms along with one electron which is being gained here by this species. So there are 3 electrons in this species. Fine. Now we are going to fill the orbitals, molecular orbitals in these species. So here we have to write down the electronic configuration of hydrogen, H2 plus and H2 minus. So what will be the configuration? Sigma 1 s 2. All 2 electrons are filled in sigma 1s, that is bonding molecular orbital. Okay. Now let's move to this. Now the configuration of this will be sigma 1 s 1. Now because we have only one electron here, we have filled one electron. Now next one is sigma 1 s 2 and sigma star 1 s 1. So this will be the configuration of all 3 species. Now let us find out the bond order for all 3 species. Let's find it out. So this is half bonding molecular orbitals, electrons in the bonding molecular orbitals, that is 2, and 0 in anti-bonding. So the answer becomes 1. So the bond order for this species molecule is 1. Now the next one is half. How many electrons in the bonding and molecular orbital? 1. Anti-bonding 0. So this becomes 0.5. So now in this case, what will be the bond order of this species H2 minus? Bond order will be half. Anti bonding में 2 electrons, anti-bonding 1 electron. So it becomes 1 by 2. That is, again it is 0.5. So in both the cases, case number H2 and in case H2 minus 1 and plus 1. So this is 0.5 bond order, this is also 0.5 bond order, and the bond order of this species is 1. So we can see here the bond order of this hydrogen is 1. Means this species is having maximum bond order out of these 3. So this will be the maximum, this will show the maximum stability. As we know that the bond order is directly proportional to the stability. So out of these 3, this will be most stable. Okay, so hydrogen will be most stable. Okay, now let us talk about this and this. Both of them are having same bond order. Now how we are going to find out of these 2 which will be more stabilized. So make sure, write it in your notes, that the species having more number of electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital, that is more the number of electrons in ABMO, anti-bonding molecular orbital, less is stability. Okay, so let's compare these 2 in terms of this anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. So here we can see there is no electron in the anti-bonding molecular orbital, and in this case there is 1 electron in the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So obviously this species will be less stable than this one. So the order will be H2 plus, and then least stable species will be H2 minus. So this way you will be arranging these species in order of their decreasing stability. Now I hope you can easily predict the stability order of various species given to you using their bond orders. Okay, now let's see one example to make it more clear to you. ठीक है, देखते हैं. So here we have again 3 species, that is oxygen molecule, O2 plus and O2 minus, and we are going to arrange them in order of their stability, decreasing order of their stability, most stable to least stable. Okay, so let's count the number of electron, total number of electron in oxygen molecule. 8 electron in one atom. So total number of electrons will be 16. Here you can see that one electron is already taken out, so it is 15 electron species, and here we have one electron given to it, so it becomes 70 electron species. Okay, so the configuration, electronic configuration of O2 molecule will be sigma. I am writing it from here. Kk I am writing down, which means closed K shell. So I am not going to mention 1s2 and sigma star 1s2. I am starting the configuration from sigma 2s2 and sigma star 2s2. So here it is sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, and then the electron will go to the next level, sigma 2pz, 2 electrons, and then what, pi 2px square, that is 2 electron in it, which will be equal to pi 2py, 2 electrons in it, and then the electron will go into pi star 2px 1 and pi star 2py 1. These two are at the same level, so 1 and 1 electron are filled into it, and this is again at the same level, and the increasing order of energy will be this more than this, these two are at the same level, and then again more than this, and this is the configuration of oxygen molecule. Already we have discussed this oxygen molecule configuration, so here I have just written down it just to remind you what happens here. So now let us calculate the bond order for this oxygen molecule. The bond order for the oxygen molecule will be what? Bond order can be calculated as half Nb minus Na. So let us calculate the number of electrons in the bonding molecular orbitals. 2 in this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10. So 10 electrons are there in the bonding molecular orbital. And 2 in the sigma star 1s, so 2 plus 2, 4 and then 5 and then 6. So because these are the anti-bonding. So 6 electrons are there in anti-bonding molecular orbital. I hope this configuration is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can see this video in the starting or the last video, so that you will be clear that how to write down the configuration. Okay, so this way we can calculate the bond order for this oxygen molecule. So what it becomes? 10 minus 6, 4 divided by 2. So the bond order becomes 2. So the bond order of oxygen molecule is 2. Now calculate the bond order for the O2 plus molecule. So what will happen here? One electron is already removed. So can I do this? I am removing one electron from this species. So now what will be the order of this species? The bond order can be calculated as the number of for this species. Total number of bonding orbital we are not changing, that is 10. We are changing the anti-bonding molecular orbital. I have removed one electron from the anti-bonding. So it becomes 10 minus 5. So this is divided by 2. So it becomes 5 by 2 and it is 2.5. So the bond order of it is 2.5. Same way we can calculate the bond order for this species, that is bond order. इस species के लिए कैसे निकालेंगे? We are going to give one more electron. So that was the configuration of oxygen molecule. Up I am going to add one more electron to it. So it is not 1 now. Electron will be filled into it. So 2 electrons are there. Now what will happen? Calculate the number of bonding and anti-bonding. Bonding we are not changing because we are making changes only in the anti-bonding molecular orbital ना. तो क्या करना है? Bonding will remain same. Bonding electron will remain same. N B is number 10. N anti-bonding में कितने हुए? Already given I am 6 and we have increased 1. So this becomes 7. So what will be the answer? 3 by 2. So bond order will be 1.5. Okay, so I don't think there is any doubt in the stability of these 3 species. The bond order of oxygen is 2, इसका bond order is 2.5 and इसका bond order is 1.5. So more is the bond order, more will be the stability. I hope now all of you are very clear in the concept of bond order. You can now predict the stability various molecules. You can predict now the bond length of the various molecules given, and you can talk about the number of bonds between the two atoms making a molecule. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends and write your suggestions in the comment box. Thank you very much.